Welcome back to episode 14 of the Hot Rod Hangout podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
So what's going on?
Not much.
So we got my dad. What's up, Papa? We got Uncle Kevin, Aunt Leanne, and KJ Metters. He's here till he gets busy.
Understandable.
Well, we'll make this quick. So the post on Facebook, we received 2 people that followed the directions of liking, commenting, and sharing the post. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, instead of picking the 2 of y'all or putting y'all in an octagon and making y'all fight over it, we are going to give both of you a $25 gift card to Summit Racing.
Yes.
So, not in the live, but send me your email address and I will get them sent to you probably tomorrow morning.
Yes.
So, congratulations, KJ Metter and Mark Plemons.
Whoop, whoop.
Thanks, Mark. Pop's Classic Car Resource. We appreciate both of y'all. We appreciate everyone, but we appreciate y'all for supporting.
And y'all have been following for a little while, I feel like.
Yeah, both of y'all have done.
Yeah.
Send mine to Mark. All right, I appreciate that, KJ.
But we thank you for the support and, liking, commenting. I mean, I feel like we're always getting notifications from y'all about liking something that we post or sharing stuff, and so we greatly appreciate that. But anyways,
so how's the first 2 days of the new gig going?
Oh jeez. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, there's not really too much to say, because it's just a matter of, first 2 days you're going through orientation. I haven't even actually started training yet, but it's all a matter of getting granted access to everything that I'm going to need for the rest of time. But luckily I'm not going through it alone. There's another girl that's going through the training with me, and we have started to bond over the last 2 days, which makes this whole process a little bit easier. So that way we're not continuously asking our manager, what did you say? What did we need to do here? And we're able to bounce it off of each other, which is kind of convenient. The only problem is it doesn't help the fact that she's all the way up in Michigan.
Yeah, well, at least y'all have somebody to bounce. It's not going through it alone.
Yeah, I know, but I have no friends.
I'll be your friend.
Oh, thanks.
So, this weekend we started the rewiring on Dad's 34.
Which I didn't.
Oh, we got the lights mounted, got the rear lights checked and made sure that everything was there. Figured out the issue why they weren't working originally.
Yes. Got the front turn signals mounted.
Ashley and my mom.
I did not do anything. I supervised. She did it all. So.
Well, we had so Kenny helped, or Kenny did most of the actual gutting and rewiring of the cab anyway.
Yeah.
Me and Dad just tried to stay out of his way, because there was
not a lot of room, even though you took the chairs, jeez. Even though you took the seats out, there was still not a lot of room in that cab, and then he started gutting everything and laying wires across, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm not in there, because no thank you.
Yeah, so
but it's still a work in progress. But we spent most of the day Saturday hanging out, had some good food, thank you mama, and macaroni salad.
yeah.
So it was a good day overall. And I mean, it wasn't necessarily about getting the job completely done. It was about going and hanging out with family and working on a car together, you know?
Yep. But. And then Saturday, I was trying to cheat a little bit, and I found a frame on Facebook Marketplace that was further along than the frame that I had, and it already had the cross member for the tranny and all that, and had small block mounts, so I was going to get a jump. It was already boxed and all that. So we made a trip. We made a trip down to a little bit south of us.
Yeah.
We got down there, and the pictures were of when it was new and it had been sitting out, and it would have taken just about as much to get it ready to go as what I have. So there was really no reason to spend money to do that. So we just,
we still didn't leave empty-handed. There were a couple things
he asked me when we got out of the truck if I had brought just that money, and I said yes. And then we looked at the frame, and I said, well, I'm not really going to get that from you, but what other parts do you got? And he had a single-sided rack and pinion for a 31 to 35 or 6 with truck car Ford with the Vega box mount. So I picked that up. My dad might try it. If not, I'll have one of those for sale. Which ties into our guest that we're having on Thursday. Hint, hint. I believe he hopped on for a second. I don't know if he's still on. But we're excited to have him on. We've alluded to it in a couple different episodes. Mm-hmm. But we're excited to have him on. And exciting news coming on Thursday's podcast with him. But, we just, we're excited to get working on the 32 now that I know that I got to build that frame.
Well, at least before we even made that little trip, we were out there, what was it, Wednesday night? And took everything off of the frame.
Yeah, I mean, it's ready to go. Yeah. I was hoping that I was going to be able to put the new frame next to it and start with the go back process, but unfortunately, even if I would have gotten it, there'd have been a lot of changes I had to make to update the frame to make it even work. Plus, I would have had to take it down to bare metal and redo the paint, all that on it. So It really wouldn't have saved me any time. What's going on, Kenny? Joined on the Instagram. So, we're excited. Haven't got to drive the 54 as much as I'd like. Kind of blocked it in with vehicles in the yard now that Ashley doesn't leave the yard.
So. Well, I did try to park it off to the side today, so that way everything can get out of the yard. And my car is practically like halfway to the backyard, so that way the front yard is free range, unless you decide to take my car to work one day.
Yeah.
But
we'll get started on that, and, with Ashley not leaving, maybe I can get her to go do, hey, Ken. Maybe I can get her to do lunchtime tasks.
Lunchtime tasks? I already do lunchtime tasks.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, good. I do lunchtime tests, so we have time in the afternoon when you get home.
Yeah. So I think Ashley's got something to go do this weekend, and I think Dad said he may come over and help me a little bit with the 32. Because unfortunately, I believe Kenny's going to have to go take care of some family stuff, which completely understand. And our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Nice.
So, there's 5 people on. Who else is here, guys? I know Kenny's on Instagram. What was the wow to, Kenny?
I feel like there's a slight delay.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I got to run to Atlanta. Yes, please be safe. Oh, Tony's on. Dad said it'll be 20 pounds lighter. Ought to be fast. Yeah. Light that one tire on fire. I bet.
Yeah, I had a mountain of wire sitting next to the car, and Mom was starting to get nervous.
It'll go back together. It'll be all right. You just sometimes it's easier to go back to fresh than try to keep band-aiding stuff.
And we didn't do the thing.
Didn't do a thing.
Didn't just hook it to a freaking truck and rip the wires
I didn't even bring the truck.
I know.
So we it was a good time though.
Yeah. It was a nice, relaxing day.
Figured out a lot of and me and Ashley went out for dinner for her birthday.
Nice. Had some banging ass Japanese.
It was pretty good. Except for the Japanese steakhouse now only does on your birthday.
Yeah.
The exact day.
Somebody's got to ruin it for the rest of us. Because it used to be, I think it was the whole week.
It was the month, and then it was...
The whole week.
I don't think it equates to 20 pounds as... Oh, maybe 2,000. Sure. Yeah, that... Maybe. It's liable not to hook, you know. Truck ain't got no weight in the back already.
Well, it's a work truck. He can throw shit in the back.
Got to get the suitcase.
Yeah.
Or the crimetry.
The crimetry.
So.
Even though it's not red, you can still get a crimetry.
Yeah. So we're pumped. I got... we're pretty much not doing anything car related other than working on our stuff.
Yeah. We still got to move your toolbox into the shop.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Still got to buy stuff for the shop to get the wiring in it and all of that. So that'll be good. We'll be busy just kind of buttoning up stuff around here, and then we'll get to hop back on Dad's truck next weekend. Mm-hmm. And
then I think we fall into Webster swap meet again.
Yeah, we'll have swap meet in March. Mm-hmm. And then we have 1 or 2 things personal to go do, non-car related. The one I'm going to try to sneak some car related stuff in on, but that's April. And then April, I'll be at the Moultrie swap meet. Yes. But that'll be tied in with tomorrow's guest. Thursday's guest, rather. So, I alluded to it previously, but that will revolutionize the way that the car community can access parts. So that'll be awesome. Looking forward to talking to him. Having a very important announcement on that episode that kind of goes with him. Yes. Not kind of, it does go with him. But we will be in Moultrie, Georgia, or I will be in Moultrie, Georgia, the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So if you live in Georgia or get close to Georgia, come out, see me, say hey. Love to meet y'all, talk to y'all.
That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes, ma'am.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll join you on Saturday.
Yes. And we will, Scott, the gentleman that will be on Thursday, wants to try to do a podcast. I don't know if I'm going to take the stuff up there or if we're just going to phone back into Ashley. And I'll have to try to walk her through how to do it. But or maybe between now and then the 4 episodes. That's April. April 4th, 5th, and 6th, Mama. Oh, shoot, Dad's retired. Maybe me and Dad will go up Thursday and Friday, and you and Ashley can come up Saturday morning.
Anyways. But it'll be a good time, and regardless, because that'll be a cool experience to go and see Moultrie.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to make it in November because it was too close to Turkey. When I found out about it, it was back-to-back weekends.
Yep. It was going to be too much to swing all at once because we were trying to go all out for Daytona.
We did go all out.
Yeah.
And then I was going to try to tow the 54 up to Moultrie to try to sell it in the car corral. So it was just too much. You kind of got to accept when you're overbooking yourself.
Yep. Especially when there's still full-time jobs.
Yeah. Ashley hasn't been. That's why she won't be there Thursday and Friday. Is she won't have enough time in to try to ask for days off.
Yeah. I don't want to be rude like that.
No.
No matter how lenient they are, I don't want to,
No, that's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, can you jump from the Instagram to the Facebook? You just moved across the screen. That was quick.
Well.
But, yeah, so we're excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to start flap wheeling or flap disking the frame and getting it all situated.
Oh, yes. I'm ready to start welding.
Go get it.
Who are we kidding? I can't weld. You still got to teach me.
We'll work on it. I'll be training myself, too. This will be the first time I've actually tried to weld with that welder, so.
We tried it on the hood.
There may be some pieces that I cut off that I don't use that'll get used to test and make sure that I have everything right before I try it.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what it's all about, learning. Learning how to do new things, and by the end of that, I'm sure your welds are going to be gorgeous.
I used to be pretty good at welding, Kenny, but it's been a few years.
Yeah.
I know I can stick them together. It'll be strong. Just might not be pretty. I might be a grinder for most of this job.
We got to do what we got to do.
But there'll be quite a bit of grinding because that paint's got to come off of that cab, too.
Yeah.
But
it'll be a job, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be all good. Will you be posting progress or a build series on YouTube? Yes. I was not going to say any. I was not going to say anything, and I was just going to do like a transition to the new frame and be like, I forgot to film, but I guess because I was trying to be sneaky, it didn't work. Yeah. We haven't filmed any of the taking apart yet, but we really haven't got started that much.
Well, and the taking apart was done in the dark.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we have to kind of balance out, because we had pretty much the flashlight spotlight and then the light on our house that was lighting up the carport area of where he was working. Because let's be honest,
gas or garage? What's going on?
Welcome.
My dad says allegedly your father welds also. I've heard about it. No, I'm just kidding. I've seen some of your welds.
I haven't.
I think we all. I think we're all pretty capable. Like I said, it's just been a while since I tried to lay a bead that actually mattered. But fortunately, the first part of the welding will all be covered with paint. That'll be the only part of the truck that was painted is the frame. So, but it should be excited, and we just have to get. I know what I need to go buy. I just haven't made it to Lowe's or Home Depot to go get it. Start that process.
Yeah, and I don't work next to a Lowe's anymore.
Yeah.
So I really can't do lunchtime runs for you.
Yeah, you can't make it to Lowe's and back in an hour, so.
Nope, not quite.
That's the joys of living in a small town in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. But it's nice and quiet. Except for when the UPS guy shows up and our dogs go crazy. Then it's not so quiet.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's a nice little town. Can't complain too much. But anyways. But yeah, I think this weekend maybe Dad will come over, and then y'all can tinker around, see what can get done.
Randy Jackson, if you're still on, how was the trip out to California? He got to go out to the Moon Eye show in Grand National.
Gotcha.
Hang out with the Asphalt Cowboy and Cheater Slick Culture Chuck.
And that's where the
uncertainty
was.
And then now it's going to the Detroit Autorama, and then I believe Galpin, which is the people that found it, I believe they're going to restore it to the way it was prior to being stuck in a garage for 50 years.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty cool piece of history that you're starting to see more and more of them come out, so that's cool. Some of the story on that car was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It was his friend drew the uncertainty on a napkin, and I don't know if it was a dare or a you can't build this or whatever, and he built it.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
So that looks pretty cool. But
oh yes, it's definitely one of those interesting builds that I feel like, especially, I mean, even with it not restored, it's still, in my opinion, badass.
Oh yeah. But you could see, I believe the car was originally red, mm-hmm. and then somewhere in its history was painted the like gold metal flake. So you could see the metal flake was, or the gold was flaking off. I don't know if it was metal flake or if it was just flaking off and made it look metal flake, but you could see the red underneath. But I don't think it was red for very long. I think they just rolled it out as red, and then it pretty close to immediate, if I remember correctly, got painted that gold color. Yeah. But you know, it's cool that they did a little bit of a kind of a show tour with it before they restored it, like the Golden Sahara and cars like that. When they first came, like when they were found, they immediately went to restoration, which is cool too. But the survivors. Obviously I got a special little place in my heart for survivors. So that was cool to see that they actually brought it out to show, how they found it.
Yeah, that was when we watched I can't even remember who it was that posted the YouTube video on it, and
Galpin.
Oh,
the people that actually found it.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
good
it
with
was
names.
I don't remember the YouTuber, but it was at Galpin. I know Galpin's posted it. And then the April Fool's joke was the first picture they showed.
Yeah.
Because it's like 3 years ago they did a uncertainty found, and it was the picture of it red.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Then everybody thought that, it's just a little early for April Fool's joke, but they were just posting it for that, and then all of a sudden the car's there. So.
Yeah. Well, it worked out, and I mean, for something in that, I'm surprised it's in that good of condition.
Oh, there's a lot of filler in that car to make it do that. I mean, the windshield's sitting on the fuel injection. Wow. The intake's basically right next to the windshield, so Model T never had a roof line or a windshield line like that. Those cars, as crazy as they are, it's like, it's crazy what we do to cars, but seeing what they did without, cardboard assisted design or computer assisted design, they did everything with just a vision in their head, and, they didn't have there's still guys out there that are doing it, without the fancy tools, but, they didn't have all that stuff when they were coming out, and he especially didn't, because he was still a teenager when he started it. So,
but hey, if a teenager can do that.
Oh yeah, and it kind of shows that, you don't have to have, it is nice to have all those tools, but you don't have to have all that to build cool stuff.
You don't need $1 million in your bank account. You don't need all the latest and greatest tools. Work with what you got. And
also, there's people out there, probably back then and now, that look at that car and say, that's not cool, or that's not, it's not their thing, which is fine, because you don't have to look at it, but you have to appreciate the work that went into it. Mm-hmm. There's no denying. You might not like the car, but there's no denying that the work was done, was cool.
Yeah.
Or awesome, or however you want to say it. He definitely didn't build that to fit in. But it's cool to see that, and you're starting to see more and more guys that are kind of pushing the envelope, and they like it. That's all that matters. So,
and with doing things like that and going, I don't know the right words to say, but like going outside the norm, that's how new techniques are formed and new ways of doing things, and you make those mistakes so then you can learn from them and then make the next one better. Or shit, scrape it off and do it again. Do it better again.
And that was kind of what we were talking about on previous episodes, and I talked a little bit at the Groundhog Show with a guy, and he's saying, like, there's, and I also believe that Tony and me were talking about it, and he said there's not much that hasn't been done. Well, these guys that are pushing the envelope, those mods or techniques or paint work or anything, they may have been done, but they've never been done in a combination to make it weird. And I use weird in a term of endearment. I mean, you're not, the cars that you're seeing coming out, yes. I mean, the Grand National Roadster Show, every car there is beautiful. But there's not a lot of variance. The cars look, they're clean. Don't get me wrong. If your car was at Grand National Roadster Show, you deserve to be there. The cars are beautiful. But you're not seeing, besides the uncertainty, you're not seeing the radically raked bodies. You're not seeing, it's mainly, either traditional highboy or, channeled, tastefully done. And the cars are beautiful. So to see someone pushing the envelope, I was telling, me and my dad were talking this weekend. His 34 has white walls on it, and there's a gentleman, and I can't remember who it was, but he put 20s on a Model A, and he did the outside, it was chrome wheels, and he did the outside lip of a 20-inch chrome reverse wheel white. So from a distance, it just looked like a 17-inch or 16-inch rim with a 3-inch white wall. It looked good. He did it because I think they were transporter wheels. I think he used Chevy stuff, or some sort of spare tire, and had the wheels chromed, and he did it, and he just did it because he had them, and he made it look really, really good because from probably 20 feet away, you couldn't tell. It just looked like a white wall. But it didn't have white wall prices. To pay, the bigger you go, the more expensive the tire is. But, an odd size, your 15s, your 17s, stuff like that, in a white wall is twice as much as a black tire. So if you're coming down to the end of the build and you really want white walls, well, I got a set of 20-inch spare rims, and I can paint a white wall on the rim, and I can put I can get some cheap tires to just get me going for right now, and save up for that 15 or 16 that you wanted with white walls. Because Coker tires aren't cheap. And we'll go into deeper on this on Thursday, but without swap meets and without connections of the car community, you have to buy them new. If you don't go to a swap meet and find that deal, whether it be for a 3-deuce intake, whether it be for, that part that you need, the internet is a kind of a double-edged sword. Yes, you can just go on the internet and order it, but it's going to be more money if you buy one of quality. I mean, you can go get, a Alibaba special and save some money, but you're also going to be buying it again. Don't buy Chinese brakes. But if you're looking for something and you don't go to swap meets, because a lot of people, swap meets have kind of gotten smaller. We've noticed, even our local swap meet that used to be ridiculously huge, it seems like every time you go, there's less vendors and there's less people. And that's kind of upsetting, because the part of this culture that I enjoy a lot is going to swap meets, talking to people. What are you building? What are you looking for? Catching up with the people that, you've ran into them for 4 or 5 years, and you just know them by their spot. And if you need a part, that guy's probably got one. And we need to get, take a kid to a car show. Mm-hmm. There was that slogan for a long time, and it's kind of just went away. And we need to get back to that, because that was all part of this. You had friends or friends of friends, or, the Casa Garage from the other side of the country. I needed a part, and he had it. Thank you again if you're still on. So it's really awesome to see when we go to a car show. It's really awesome to see our generation kids getting to experience the negotiation, the tromping through a swap meet to find that needle in a haystack. And Thursday's guest will have on, he is kind of connecting that back together. He's taking the internet side and the swap meet side and kind of putting them together, and it should be awesome. I don't understand it.
Well, he'll explain it.
But he'll be on and he'll explain it all, and we look forward to, we think it's an awesome service. We think it's going to be awesome, and we look forward to hearing from him. And they're a startup. They're just getting started in what they're trying to do, and so are we. So it should be good for the both of us. And also, I'll say it, the Moultrie, Georgia show that I'm at, if you see me, Scott will be in the booth with me. We are going to share a booth for Moultrie, Georgia. So if you have any questions after Thursday's episode, you can catch up with him at Moultrie, or comment on the post or anything like that for that podcast. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll talk to him after Thursday. Let him give the rundown first. Yeah. And but if not, you can talk to us in person at Moultrie. Oh, next week. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, anytime. Just holler at me and we'll figure out a time. We'll make it work. I'd love to chat with you. So, but anybody else have anything they'd like to talk about?
We know you're out there.
And yes, I did get it back together. It was too late to make it to the show that I was trying to make it to with no testing. Yeah. But it is back together, and it's went on a couple of short drives. Yeah. So we're getting back to where we can take it to shows again.
And not just local ones, because...
Oh, the next couple ones will be local.
Yeah. But, like, if we have another one that comes up that's an hour away, yeah, after a few more short trips, I feel like you'll be...
Yes,
you will be comfortable driving.
Yeah. Well, we need to take you back to the parking lot and let you drive around in circles.
Anyway.
But,
so we'll have another episode coming on Thursday. We don't have too much going on this weekend, and then we'll post some pictures of the wiring, because I don't think I did that.
No,
I'm slacking.
And depending on what goes on this weekend. There may be some YouTube or Instagram or Facebook posts about the work that gets done on my 32. But with that,
well, don't forget to go into the description and go to Throttle Addict, and using the code word Hot Rod, you save 15% off.
all right, guys.
Alrighty.
Bye.
See ya.